There's something almost mythical about green eyes. Maybe it's because they've been associated with witches, fairies, and legends for centuries. Or maybe it's because they reflect light in a way that feels almost alive, changing with emotion, light, and environment. But here's the thing, green eyes aren't just one color. There are multiple shades, patterns, and undertones that make each pair completely unique. From seafoam hues to deep emeralds, from hazel green mixes to icy jade glimmers, each one tells a story. Let's begin this fascinating journey into the world of green eyes, their science, their mystery, and their beauty. Imagine sunlight streaming through a forest canopy after rain. The leaves shimmer with life, the air is fresh, and every drop of water glistens like glass. That's the kind of feeling the first type of green eyes gives, soft, pure, and ethereal. This type is called light sea green. These eyes often look pale under dim light but come alive in sunlight. They carry a subtle blend of blue and yellow pigments, creating an almost oceanic glow. People with sea green eyes often seem to have a calm, dreamy aura, like they hold a secret world behind their gaze. You might have seen this shade in certain northern European populations, especially in Ireland or Iceland, where genetic diversity of eye color is unusually rich. Now, picture something deeper, more magnetic, the kind of green that pulls you in and won't let go. The second type of green eyes we're talking about is the deep emerald. This color is bold, striking, and rare even among green-eyed individuals. It's the kind of color that doesn't shift much with lighting, it stays mesmerizingly rich, like polished gemstones. Emerald green eyes are often found in people of mixed ancestry, where melanin levels in the iris are balanced enough to give a strong green hue without brown overpowering it. If light sea green is the whisper of a story, emerald eyes are its climax, a fierce declaration of beauty and power. And then, there's the third type, the hazel green eyes. These are some of the most fascinating eyes in the world because they seem to constantly change color. Sometimes they look brown, other times gold, and under bright light, the green suddenly takes over. Scientists say that hazel green eyes have a variable distribution of melanin in the iris, which makes them so reactive to lighting conditions. It's almost like they have moods, playful, mysterious, and ever-changing. You could spend hours looking at someone with hazel green eyes and still not be sure what color they truly are. These eyes are storytellers. They hold complexity, emotion, and life in every glance. Now, let's talk about something even more mysterious, the fourth type, the gray-green eyes. They're cool, almost metallic, and have this stormy depth to them that feels like watching waves before a thunderstorm. The green in them is subtle, often layered under a gray mist, giving them a unique ghostly quality. People with gray-green eyes often seem intense, reflective, and mysterious. It's as if their gaze hides both calm and chaos. This type of eye color is more common in colder regions of Europe, especially in Scandinavia and Russia. When light hits them, you can see hints of green flash through the gray, like sunlight breaking through clouds. Moving to something warmer, we find the fifth type, the golden green eyes. They're rare, radiant, and almost otherworldly. These eyes are the color of sunlight filtering through moss in a forest. They have golden flecks that catch the light in a mesmerizing dance. The combination of green with gold creates a glowing, luminous effect that's impossible to ignore. Often, you'll notice that these eyes seem to sparkle even when the person isn't in direct sunlight. That's because of the way the golden pigments scatter light. Many describe them as feline or exotic, and it's easy to see why. There's something untamed about them, something that feels alive. Next comes the sixth type, the icy jade green eyes. Imagine the green of frozen lakes in the Arctic, crisp, bright, and almost transparent. This shade of green is exceptionally rare. The color is pure, cool, and carries hints of silver or blue, giving it a crystalline appearance. People with this eye color seem to have an almost supernatural glow about them. The eyes reflect light so vividly that they can appear to change from minty green to aquamarine depending on the surroundings. Scientists say that such eyes have a very low amount of melanin, combined with a unique scattering of light through the iris layers. Culturally, icy jade green eyes are often portrayed in fantasy stories as belonging to elves, spirits, or mystical beings, and maybe that's because they really do look unearthly. Finally, we reach the seventh type, the olive green eyes. These eyes carry warmth and depth, like a rich blend of nature's colors. They're more muted than emerald but more grounded than hazel. The tone resembles the deep green of olive leaves or the earthy shade of moss-covered stones. What makes olive green eyes so beautiful is how they blend green with subtle hints of brown or amber. They feel mature, timeless, and soulful. You'll often find this color among people from the Mediterranean, Middle East, and parts of South America. Olive green eyes have an ancient beauty, like something passed down through generations, connecting past and present. But beyond color and tone, what makes green eyes so captivating is how they interact with personality, mood, and light. Green eyes can seem soft and inviting one moment, sharp and intense the next. They almost mirror emotion. That's partly because green sits between warm and cool colors. It can shift easily depending on the context. Someone with green eyes might look gentle in morning light, mysterious in shadow, and magnetic in candlelight. There's no other eye color that transforms so dramatically. Now, let's step into a little bit of science, because the magic of green eyes isn't just in their beauty, it's in their genetics. Green eyes are caused by a fascinating interplay between low to moderate melanin levels, the Rayleigh scattering of light, and the yellowish pigment called lipochrome. It's the same scattering effect that makes the sky appear blue. The combination of these factors gives the iris a green appearance. Interestingly, there's no actual green pigment in the human eye. It's an optical illusion created by the way light reflects and refracts through the iris. So when you're staring into someone's green eyes, what you're really seeing is nature's most beautiful trick of light. Historically, green eyes have been wrapped in myth and superstition. In medieval Europe, they were associated with witchcraft or supernatural powers. In literature, green eyes symbolized jealousy, passion, or mystery. In modern psychology, people often describe green-eyed individuals as creative, independent, and emotionally deep. Whether that's true or not, one thing's certain: green eyes draw attention. They're unforgettable. Hollywood has long been fascinated by green eyes too. Some of the world's most iconic celebrities, like Scarlett Johansson, Tom Hiddleston, and Adele, have striking green or green hazel eyes. Directors often use lighting to highlight them, knowing that the color can captivate audiences even on a screen filled with special effects. Green eyes have a cinematic quality. They can make a close-up shot feel electric. But maybe the real reason we find green eyes so mesmerizing is because they're rare. With only around 2% of the global population having them, spotting someone with green eyes feels like discovering a hidden gem. In some countries, that number drops below 1%. Even within families, green eyes can skip generations, appearing unexpectedly like a gift from distant ancestors. They remind us of how unpredictable and magical human genetics can be. Let's imagine something. You're walking down a street in the evening, and you lock eyes with someone whose eyes are a shade of green you've never seen before. The streetlights hit them just right, and suddenly they glow, an emerald flame in the dusk. For a moment, everything around you fades. That's the power of green eyes. They connect instantly, emotionally, deeply. They seem to see beyond the surface, to something more profound. Scientists say that people are naturally drawn to rare features because our brains associate rarity with beauty and value. That's why when we see green eyes, our minds register something extraordinary. And maybe that's why throughout history, artists, poets, and storytellers have always been inspired by them. In ancient Persian poetry, green eyes were called the color of heavenly gardens. In Celtic mythology, they were a sign of magic. In modern art, they're often used to represent freedom and individuality. Across cultures and time, green eyes have remained symbols of allure and wonder. There's also something intimate about green eyes. Unlike bright blue or dark brown eyes, green sits somewhere in the middle. It feels balanced, human, and deeply personal. When someone with green eyes looks at you, there's this quiet strength, a gentle confidence. Maybe that's why so many songs, paintings, and love stories mention them. They're eyes you remember, eyes that haunt you, in the best way. Now, let's go deeper into the emotional psychology of this color. Green is often associated with growth, balance, and renewal. It's the color of nature, healing, and life itself. So when you see that reflected in someone's eyes, it creates a subconscious sense of harmony. You feel both calm and intrigued at the same time. Green eyes are the perfect balance between warmth and coolness, passion and peace. Think of all the moments in movies where a character's green eyes are used to convey something powerful: mystery, seduction, vulnerability. That's because green carries emotional weight. It's unpredictable, just like the people who have it. You can never quite tell what they're thinking, but you can't look away either. Now, here's something truly fascinating. Scientists have found that people with green eyes are often perceived as more attractive in social studies, not necessarily because of the color itself, but because of its rarity and contrast. The human brain loves contrast. Green eyes, sitting between warm and cool tones, create that perfect visual balance. They catch attention, not loudly, but irresistibly. There's also evidence suggesting that green-eyed people may have higher pain tolerance and emotional endurance due to the genetic variations associated with melanin distribution. Isn't that incredible? Beauty and resilience, all in one gaze. Let's take a moment to visualize all 7 types again, but now imagine them in real-life scenarios. The light sea green eyes of a dreamer sitting by the ocean, reflecting waves and clouds. The deep emerald eyes of someone standing under forest shade, glimmering with life. The hazel green eyes of a person laughing under golden sunlight, shifting with every smile. The gray-green eyes of a thinker watching rain fall against glass. The golden green eyes of someone whose laughter lights up a room. The icy jade green eyes of a person walking through snow, their gaze like winter sunlight. And the olive green eyes of an artist, painting in the warm glow of evening. Each one tells a story. Each one holds a world. And maybe that's the real secret behind green eyes, they're alive. They're not just colors. They're reflections of light, emotion, and life itself. No two pairs are exactly alike. Even identical twins can have subtle differences in tone and depth. That's how intricate human beauty is. So, the next time you meet someone with green eyes, look closer. Notice how they shift, how they breathe with light. Behind that color lies a story written by genes, light, and time, a story billions of years in the making. From the ancient pigments of evolution to the scattered sunlight that dances across our world, all of it comes together in a single glance. Before we wrap up, here's a little fun fact. Green eyes are more common in women than in men. No one knows exactly why, but it may have something to do with how genes expressing eye color interact differently depending on hormones. This could explain why green-eyed women are often described in poetry and songs as mesmerizing or mysterious. It's both cultural and biological. There's also an emotional side to green eyes that goes beyond science. People often say green-eyed individuals have old souls. Maybe it's because their eyes seem to hold stories that go beyond their years. Whether it's truth or myth, there's something undeniably timeless about them. And that brings us back to why we made this video. Because in a world full of trends and filters, true beauty still lies in what nature creates, flaws, shades, and all. Green eyes are nature's reminder that uniqueness is powerful, that rarity is worth celebrating. So, which type of green eyes do you find most mesmerizing? Is it the soft sea green, the glowing gold green, or the deep emerald that steals your heart? Tell us in the comments, we'd love to know. If you enjoyed this journey into the world of rare eye colors, make sure to like this video and share it with someone who has green eyes. They might just discover which type theirs are. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to Story Sport, where we explore the wonders, mysteries, and hidden beauty of the world around us. Every color tells a story. And green eyes, they tell one that never fades. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay curious, stay inspired, and remember, your story is as unique as your eyes.